Welcome back. The Ontario provincial election is just around the corner, and the CNIB has used the election to bring an issue important to the blind, partially sighted, and deafblind community in Ontario to the forefront with the Re-Vision Assistive Devices Program campaign. Vice President of the CNIB Foundation, Angela Bonfanti, has joined me in studio to discuss this initiative. Thanks for coming in, Angela.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, what exactly is the Re-Vision ADP campaign?
So the Assistive Devices Program in Ontario was developed in 1983. And so that was quite a while back. And it was developed in the spirit to ensure that people with disabilities have access to basic needs from a technology perspective to enhance their independence. The program has not been reviewed for the last over 20 years. And we know from our population in particular what a game changer technology can be. It doesn't replace your own skills that you learn, but it certainly can enhance them. And so our ask to whoever is government as of June 7th is to work with CNIB and other disability stakeholders to really open this up and look at, what was popular 20 years ago? Blockbuster was still around, VHSs, big, large, bulky computers. Things have changed.
Yeah.
And so it's time to make this program more relevant, probably, I would argue, with the same amount of investment, and to make it more meaningful to someone who needs it.
And within the current program, what would you say needs to be updated the most?
Everything. So again, to my point earlier, there's a lot today that didn't exist 20 years ago, right? So I think there are things like handheld devices. So for example, today a CCTV will be covered. It's about $2,500, as is a computer, but again, 75% of it, so you're still on the hook for 25%. We need better access to training as well, but and you may be able to get an iPad depending on how great your authorizer is and how they know how to use the language to cover it, but you can't get an iPhone. And I think that needs to be really looked at, because somebody having the Seeing AI app or something like TapTapSee or VoiceOver, that could be, or the GPS using something like Blind Square or some other GPS to help you navigate. That is far more crucial, I would say, in your safety and independence outside the home than a CCTV is inside. So I think we still need our CCTVs. We still need people to get with the latest technology and use the technology that they're most comfortable with. But there are things that should be on there today. The question then is, do we want to add more, or do we want to be looking at a whole new way of doing things, right? So there are things that are missing today, absolutely, but there's so much more that we need to be looking at.
And as part of the initiative, the CNIB has sent letters to all of the major parties. What has their response been, and what was in the letters?
So the letters are public. They're all on our website. It's very strong. I think we came out very strongly to say we want your party to admit that we have to look at this program because it is problematic today. And B, we want you to make a commitment that we will find a solution within the first 100 days of your government. So there are no dollars attached to it, but it's got a timeline. And in my experience, providing a timeline gets you that much more closer to the finish line.
And with additionally to that, there's been a number of campaign launches
Sure.
around Ontario. What have those events been like? And furthermore, what's been the response from the community?
Oh, it's been great. Anytime we get to have an election or time to gather the community, it's so great to see people come out and show just how interested they are in self-advocacy and in leveling the playing field. So we've had events in Ottawa, in Kitchener, in Toronto, in Barrie, and every single one has 50 to 100 members of the sight loss community coming out and speaking to their local candidates. The louder we are today about what it is that what our issue is, the more prioritized we get when a government is elected. And so having these people come out, speak to their candidates, that candidate's going to leave, should they be elected June 7th, and say, you know what, I know that there is one particular issue that I heard loud and clear, and I'm going to make that my priority as their MPP.
And while this is important issues in Ontario, it's also national.
Yes, so we've got programs like this all across the country, and they're all run differently, I should say. So we can even look to our own country to see where there are better examples of how we run this program, and we can also look internationally. For example, there are programs internationally where there is an annual fund for someone who has a disability, where they can use those dollars on whatever assistive device they need, whatever helps to establish their independence. Other programs like the one in Saskatchewan is delivered a little bit differently, and it's got different devices on it. So I think we have got lots of options, which is the good news, and we don't need, I think, on day one, a ton of money. So this should be a good win for anybody who's sitting on that side of the legislature come June 7th.
And you mentioned how important it is to be the loudest to get the attention. What can the community do to make sure that the Re-Vision ADP campaign is at the forefront of the new government?
It's a great question, and I would encourage everybody who's watching today to do this. Go on revisionadp.ca. That's our microsite for this campaign. Plug in your name and your address. It'll tell you who all your local registered candidates are, and it'll pre-populate for you a message that is made that is almost scrambled so that it can't be caught by spam. So don't worry, you're not going to be sent to the spam folder. Right to your local MPP through that. It takes 2 seconds. The phone numbers will also show up when you put in your name and address. Call them. We're going to have people knocking on our doors. We already have every day. Tell them what this issue means for you, and ask them to be accountable to their answer. So go on revisionadp.ca to see where the parties stand and what they've said, and hold the person at the door, if you should happen to get a candidate themselves, accountable, and get them to do their homework and make a promise that this is going to be their priority should they be elected come June 7th.
Absolutely. I know how important assistive technologies are, so I have to commend the CNIB for going forward with this initiative, and thank you for stopping by to spread the word.
Well, you're welcome, and I think I just want to say that we know government can't do it alone. That can't be the only answer, so stay tuned for some pretty exciting announcements from CNIB as well in the world of technology. We plan to unleash the power of technology like never before, and so we'll do it with government and we'll do it with other partners, but we know that we own a part of this as well.
That's fantastic.